Okay, Gwen.
Hello.
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 Hello. I'm going to just do a bit of that. Give us a wave. Hi.
Aww.
So we are here at Sheffield High Storrs School, and we are at the Eco Expo, and we're demonstrating how to make cloth sanitary pads.
We are.
And whether that's so that you want to make them for yourself, or you want to make them to donate to girls in Uganda, then you can. All our materials are available free on the website to download, and Gwen is going to give you a little idea of how to go and do that following the pattern. So Gwen, where do you start? Talk us through.
The first thing you need to do is, as Ruth says, go on our website and download yourself a free pattern, print it out and cut it out. You've got two parts to the pattern. You've got the outside part and you've got the core, cut on the line. The next thing you need to do is source your fabric, and the best thing we'd like you to do from an environmental aspect is to reuse fabric. So this is what I'm going to use for the core of my pad. It's really absorbent, it's going to lock away the blood, and it's flannelette, and it used to be my duvet cover, but my duvet is now a different size and I don't need that duvet cover anymore. So flannelette, and I've got 3 layers of flannelette for the core, and then I've got some slightly thinner flannel for the topper that's going to go next to your body, and that used to be my son's cot sheet a long time ago, but it's lovely and clean and it's fab. Draw your pattern, your outside pattern, onto your flannelette with a biro or a pencil.
And I think that's a real key bit of advice here, is that where we've not actually directly cut out the pattern, we've just drawn it on to a set piece, and you'll see why that's a really helpful thing to do.
Yes. Making your sanitary pad this way, you are going to create a little bit of waste, but you can use your waste to stuff something.
So we're back, and you've done a little bit of sewing.
I have.
And you've sewn your core.
Yes, I have.
Then what are you doing now?
I'm just sewing down the middle of the core, so it's got a line of stitching that will draw away the blood into the core. So it's going to draw it away from the areas of the sanitary pad we don't want it to go to. And then I'll show you what I've done. So that's your topper, your flannel topper. This is the part that's going to go next to your body. Inside you've got the core, which is just running stitched on there, and you've still got this line here. On that side I've sewn down the middle to draw the blood away, to wick the blood away into the core instead of the rest of the sanitary pad. So now I'm going to put the other parts of the sanitary pad together by putting the right side of this to the right side of my backing fabric, like that. So it looks like that. You can still see your sewing line, because it's a sew on the line pattern. You're going to follow this line to sew, and then you're going to cut beyond it when you cut it out. And then because I'm using the PUL layer, which is waterproof and used for washable nappies, I'm going to put that on the back as well.
And which way round are you putting that? Because that's the bit that gets complicated, isn't it?
Okay, so that's the last bit on the back. Your outside of the pad, you can see it at the moment. Hi. So this is the core, the inside core, and that's the inside washable
So we'll
part.
check back in with you when you've done
Okay. So, as you can see, that's your core. You need to be able to see that. You need to be able to see your sewing line. That's that way up. Then you need to be able to see the right side of your backing layer. If you turn it round, you've got your PUL layer and the wrong side of your backing layer.
And this is the soft side, not the plasticky side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then you're going to sew on your sewing line, but you're going to leave a gap of about 4 or 5 centimetres to turn the pad back through. Don't sew it, don't get carried away and sew all the way around, because you won't be able to turn it the right way around. Okay.
So Gwen, while you're sewing and concentrating, what can you tell me about kind of your aspect? Why are you involved in doing this?
Okay.
What's your vision and your passion?
My vision and my passion is that I make my life as environmentally friendly as I possibly can. And I started to try and find out a lot more information about the impact of single-use plastic on the environment and the way that affects our sea creatures and seabirds and our trees and beaches and the planet in general. And I was looking at ways that I could personally make a difference and reduce the amount of single-use plastic that came into my house and that I used. And I really like sewing, I love sewing, and I thought this is a way I can do that. I can stop using disposable sanitary products and I can start to make my own. But at the same time, Ruth is already doing this. You were already doing this,
I was already doing this.
Why were you already doing it?
I was already doing this because I work with School for the Deaf in Uganda, and we were taking out ideas to teach them how to make them for themselves. And exploring different ways and different patterns, but also really importantly, when they found that they couldn't afford the fabrics to make their own, we looked at what we could do with what we've got. So we started cutting up old umbrellas for waterproof fabric, t-shirts, towels, bedding, flannelette, like the things you're using, to look at how they could still make them for themselves without having outlay and without having content that cost.
So we were doing the same thing for different reasons at different ends of the country, and then I made a sanitary pad out of my son's old pyjamas because they're perfect for making sanitary pads out of. Nice soft jersey. He'd grown out of them, but also they weren't really in a fit state to give to a charity shop to reuse. And they had the word whoosh on the front. So I made a sanitary pad with the word whoosh straight across the front of it and put it on a Facebook page, thank you my darling, Facebook page that people upcycle cloth into different products, and it had lots and lots of comments about people who wanted to start using reusable sanitary pads, people who wanted to make them for other people to use, and people who wanted to know what sort of fabric they could upcycle to make sanitary pads out of. And I said that I wanted to do more than just make them for myself. So, hello.
Now we've met with another customer and an interested person and onlooker.
Yes.
What are you going to do now you've sewn all the way around the edge?
Well, I'm going to cut off the waste. I'm going to cut off the waste, but it's not going to waste, it's not going to landfill, it's going to be repurposed as a pan scrubber. Woo! So we're going to stuff the pan scrubber with the waste from the sanitary pad. This is a no waste, zero waste product. And I'm going to cut round the edge, so can you see? I've sewn on the line, not all the way around, I've left a gap there and there. I'm going to cut all the way around the edge with my pinking shears, make a zigzaggy edge, and then I'm going to turn it the right way around. Okay.
So you ran a sewing workshop, didn't you, in Sheffield?
I did. Are you still filming?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Yes, I did. I thought I really want to share this idea with other people and to spread the word about the fact there is a choice to be made. You don't have to use disposable sanitary products, because people do flush the sanitary pads down the toilet, which you shouldn't do. Only ever flush pee paper or poo down the toilet. So this is where we're at now. It's still inside out, but we've cut all the way around the edge to make a little zigzag pattern, so that when we turn it the right way round, it's not going to pucker. You should be able to see your core on one side and your PUL pool layer on the other side. And we've left a little opening here that we're going to turn it the right way round through. So it's just a case of poking it through there.
That's a beautiful thing that you have formed.
Thank you.
I'm very excited by that.
I have birthed the sanitary pad
You have.
the opening. Right.
So what are you going to do with it now, Gwen?
Right, now I'm just going to go around all the seams, and a good thing to do this with is a knitting needle or a crochet hook or something like that, or a pencil, and just push against the seam so that it's really nice and neat, and it's none of it's kind of stuck inside itself. So it's a lovely shape, because we're going to finish it off by doing some top stitching to make it a really beautiful thing that we want to use over and over again. There we are.
So that it's something, a quality item that you would happily have in your knickers.
It's a quality item, Ruth.
It's a quality
It's
item.
a quality item.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So this is what you've got now. It's gone the right way round, and you've got your lovely pretty layer there that's the right way round, and you've got your layer that's going to go against the skin that's lovely and soft on that side. So we need to close this opening here, and we're going to tuck it in to itself. So that's going to get tucked in on itself.
That looks a little bit fiddly.
It is a little bit fiddly.
That your fiddly
I'm glad
aspect.
you mentioned that.
It is a bit fiddly, but it's not a reason to give up and not try.
No, don't give up. Don't give up now. You've come so far.
I think
Why would
you're
you
right.
give up now? Just, you know, if you're getting a bit stressed with it, go and put the kettle on, have a cup of tea, have a biscuit, come back to it in 5 minutes.
Or pour a glass of Prosecco.
Yeah, or that, or gin, or whatever your tipple may be. There you go. And you've got that
Nice
kind
work.
of thing.
Nice
like
work.
that. So we're going to sew over that to close it, to close the opening. Okay, so we're back to the sewing machine.
Okay, we're on it.
And I like to start there, where that bit is, so I'm not going to let go of it. Okay, so with your top stitching, just go really slowly. Find a point that you can keep even at the edge. All right. It's very therapeutic. In fact, it's a really nice way to just kind of have a bit of time for yourself, but to do something useful and feel like you're doing something environmentally friendly. And if you're making them to give to charity or a food bank or to girls who need them or women who need them, then you're doing something amazing for somebody else, and that's got to be good for your mental health, hasn't it?
And what about sewing with others?
Oh,
Community sewing,
Oh.
Gwen. Talk to me about community
shall I
sewing.
talk to you about that?
Yes,
So,
I would.
right, what you need to do is get some pals together, find somewhere you want to sew, whether that is in your kitchen, in your local church hall, in a local school, in the back room of the pub. Get some friends together. Doesn't matter if some of you don't like sewing, or you're a bit scared of the sewing machine, or you've never done any sewing before, because what you can do is create a bit of a production line, and you can get a few people doing the cutting out, a few people drawing out the pattern onto the fabric. You can get somebody making the cups of tea or pouring the wine. Get somebody to bake a cake.
Well, definitely cake. You definitely need a cake monitor, I think, for a community sewing group.
Make a celebration cake. Make a cake in the shape of a sanitary pad.
We in fact did have at our Faversham group, we actually had a beautiful Victoria sponge with jam in the middle,
yes,
obviously,
of course,
and a beautiful icing sugar sanitary towel on the top.
Well, that's just perfect.
It was a beautiful
Celebrate
thing.
the moment. And just create as many of these as you possibly can. Talk about periods, talk about environmental concerns around plastic entering the environment from disposable sanitary products.
And then go out in the world and talk to everybody about what you've done.
Exactly,
How did you
yeah.
spend your weekend?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you.
Share it on Facebook, go on our Facebook page, Fanny and Flo at Facebook, Instagram,
Yes,
Fanny and Flo,
Instagram,
yeah.
Facebook, website, auntyflo.org.uk. Cloth Sanitary Pad, beautifully made. Well done, Gwen. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
What's the next stage?
Oh, we're not quite finished because we need to keep this in place in the pants. So what we're going to do is get something like a stitch ripper, something like that. Don't go crazy with it though, mind your fingers out the way. Shove it through there and make a little hole. So in there, in the wing of the pad, I'm going to get some cam snaps. Little cam snaps, lovely colours. You can use metal snaps, but these look quite cool. Push it through there like that, and then you get the other side and put it on the top, and then you get your cam snap tool, which has
which is there,
buried
because we're
underneath.
very organised.
Yes. Get your cam snap tool. Put your cam snap in your cam snap tool.
Now, while you're
Yes.
squeezing with feeling, can I ask you a question? Where do you stand? Because that is a plastic popper we're using.
It is a plastic popper we're using. The reason I'm okay with it is because this is a washable, reusable sanitary pad. I'm going to use it as many times as I possibly can until it falls to pieces. So this plastic isn't going to go into the environment.
If somebody didn't feel comfortable doing that and was aiming to go completely zero plastic, what would your alternative suggestions be?
You could put a metal button on and put a buttonhole in the other wing. You could use a metal press stud.
There are actually some metal poppers, rather like the ones that you find on commercial baby grows.
Yes, you could use metal poppers. You could alter the pattern so that it folds over on two sides and a H pad, so that there's no poppers at all.
And I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Gwen.
Have I?
I think you talked about altering the pattern. What I think we want is that people are building confidence to explore alternatives. So the nice thing for me about making these yourself is that is a beautiful thing. Could you show us how it fastens?
I certainly will.
Is that people can, if you are of a heavy flow,
Yes.
you can use a thicker core, and if you are a much lighter flow, big pants, you might use a thinner core,
Yes.
or a smaller measure,
Yes.
and you can adapt it. If you find that they're a little bit narrow for you, you can cut them a little bit wider. What we really want is that confidence to get going and have a go. We often get questions via our Facebook page saying, I want to use this, what do you suggest? And I suggest, more than often than not, that you just try. They're beautiful.
Give it a go.
And they are so comfortable.
Yeah.
So congratulations and thanks for that, Gwen.
No worries.
Ciao.
Bye.